So the common belief is that if you want to break 80, you have to have the ideal, perfect golf swing. Well, that is just really not the case. You really do not. I'm going to talk you through a recent playing lesson with James. James was off 14 handicap, so breaking 80 was one of his targets for the year. And 3 weeks after this exact playing lesson, he broke 80. Now, of course, it wasn't some of the most prettiest golf in the world, but who cares? So there's just 5 things you've got to start implementing into your game if you want to get those scores lower. So what you're going to cover today in this video is just here. Generally, how you actually play golf, not just make pretty golf swings. And for me, that's just not covered on YouTube at all. We're also going to cover putting, chipping, approach play, driver game, and course management. All these pieces make up valuable advice which is going to help you break your next milestone. The first place we have to start together here is use the Y method when chipping and just change your club. So as you can see here, I've got a 7-iron and a 50 degree. I'm going to use the same method but play 2 different shots. But if you have 4 wedges, 3 wedges, that's 4 or 5 different shots, but the same technique. So the Y method is really easy to understand. It's your golf club, your left arm, your right arm, and all you have to have, ball slightly towards the back of your stance, keep the Y back, keep the Y through, and just make sure the end of this club is pointing back at you. So if I hit the first one away here with my 50, have a look at this flight. Ooh, couple of feet short. Tell you what, that is not a bad chip right there. Look at that, baby. And if I go ahead and play the next one now with my 7-iron, you'll see the difference in this flight. Because think about this logically. If you're struggling to chip around the green, having one method and just change the implement takes all that indecision out. And that's exactly what I told James. Don't hit me with the ball. Ooh, lovely. Just inside it. So all I say to my students is just think about this logically. If you want to break 80, depending on the par of your golf course, if it's a 70, you can afford 9 mistakes. If it's a par 72, you can afford 7 mistakes and still break your target. Now, no matter if you're trying to break 85 or 90, this still all applies to you. So just really think about this logically. All we've got to do, no matter what we want to do in our golf game, break 80, break 90, whatever it is keep a double off the cards. Keep disasters off the cards. Now, one of those disasters being these short putts. These little knee knockers where we really overthink these. All I want you to feel you do, on these putts especially, is get that alignment. Now, what I do is I use my line on my golf ball. So looking at this on player card, and I aim my line to where I want the ball to start. So then, when I'm over the golf ball, all I've got to do is match the lines on my putter to the ball. Don't get blasé with this. Even though it's a short putt and might not feel it's worth as much as a big long drive, it's the same value. So try and build a bit of confidence, get that line up, and look just ahead of the ball. Free your stroke up. Don't overestimate these knee knockers. We've just saved par for missing the green short. Okay, come on then, let's now head to the tee. We've spoken through the first 2 points, the Y method, and take your time using your line on those short putts. Of course, I've got to chosen a hole with water on down that left-hand side. I don't know why. I always do it to myself. Right, let's talk driver swings. And most importantly, we don't have to kill driver. We've got to lose that mentality. Now, I know most of us, we get to the first hole, driver's our first club. The way I want you to bring rhythm, bring control into your driver, and remember, this is exactly what I told James, is we've got to think that our driver has 5 gears like a car. Gear 5 being like the fastest, all out, I'm going to hit this as hard as I can. Gear 1 being like sort of slow motion. Now, where I want you to be is around that gear 3/4. So how I do this before every single time I hit a drive, I create the slowest practice swing, Then I make my absolute fastest, and all I do now in the shot is split that gap. Tell you what, with water down that left, I am seriously impressed with that drive. Because think about it logically. You don't have to hit the ball hard to get the ball to go a long distance. The one thing I want you to learn, and I really want you to reiterate here, is that simply, sometimes less is more. A smoother swing with a strike out the middle is going to get way more ball speed than you trying to swing yourself out your shoes and missing the middle of the face. So, go on. Which one are you absolutely killing yourself about because you've made that silly mistake which has stopped you breaking your milestone? Think about this logically. Less is more. We're trying to keep the ball in play. We don't care if it's not pretty, exciting golf. All I'm bothered about is you lowering your scores. Okay, tip number 4 on our list. Simply, like, we don't always have to hit driver. Take this hole, for example. 343 yards from the yellows, and there is some water in there. Now that water is roughly 200 yards away. So 343, take 200, if I laid up short of that, would only leave me around 143 yards. Now, for most of us, that is around a 7-iron. So what I'm saying right here, if your driver's not performing on a day and you've got a hole fraught with danger, water left, water short, bunker right, you get the drift. You don't always have to hit a driver. You can just take your hybrid or an iron you're comfortable with to lay up short of that trouble. As I said at the start of this video, keep those doubles off your card. Seriously, stress-free golf. So we have one final tip to go. But before that, let's go into why we're doing this video today. So simply, this channel is powered by you, the viewers, and I'm answering questions from Bud, Paul, Damien today, all about breaking 80. Now, each of these gents have asked for different things about putting, about approach play, about simply how do I improve my scoring. But my point here is, I'm here to help you play your best golf this summer. So as long as you subscribed, turned on the bell, just pop whatever you want down below in the comments area, and I will personally help you play your best golf this summer. Right, so right here, we are around 130 yards to this flag here. Now that is a dangerous flag. This right here on the right hand side is a bunker. We don't want to go there. So anytime we have a scoring iron in our hand, and I have 9-iron right now, you have to do this. Let's grip down slightly. So let's go where we've got even amount of grip at the top and bottom of the golf club. So it should look something like that, even top, even bottom. Move the ball a little bit further back in your stance than you would normally. Make that 3/4 swing, aiming at the middle of the green. Please, please, please promise me you will now, no matter how good your game feels on the day, go flag hunting. I've done this before, James has done this before. We're feeling great about the game, we go for the flag, slightly misstrike it, plugged in the bunker, double, game over. Just keep everything smart. Grip down, ball slightly back, middle of the green, 3/4 swing. All day long, I am 2-putting from there, as long as we stick to the advice that we've spoken about in this video. I can't wait to hear all the stories that you've now broken, 80, 85, 90, or even 100. That's simple, practical advice that you can implement literally this weekend. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for free, simple golf tips that are powered by you.